I actually love that last one. If everyone could share a varying, harrowing, gross story about when they were 6 and they fell in a pile of mud, and then there were leeches in that mud, but they didn't realize until they got out, and then they had to walk a mile home.
Stibbles, are you asking us to tell a story about ourselves, or are you in reverse telling a story about yourself?
I just remember it so vividly.
You cried?
So, yeah, I'm sorry. No. Do you have a story where you cried about leeches on your back and they were there for a long time and you fell unconscious just outside of home and it took them a week to find you?
No. I was turned to stone once when I was like 13.
Yeah, tell that story.
What kind of home did you have?
A very nice one, actually. It was just a lot of leeches.
One woman who sang with a goat. She had.
She's not here with us?
Well, she and her goat floated away. The goat did not make it. It broke both of its legs, and it did have to be put down. Everyone else was just fine. The elderly gentleman I mentioned was stuck on a roof for a day, at least.
Now, I have to ask for my own comfort. When you say put down,
I mean it was taken out outside of the view of children, and it was mercifully killed with a hammer.
With no shake in her voice anymore, drop the wall.
He says, "Why?"
Drop the wall.
Roll intimidation.
If Lelia gets us TPK'd in level combat 1.
I ain't dying here.
Natural 20.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Maybe I am.
He looks at you and he looks terrified. Beads going down, beads of sweat down his face, and he just and he doesn't really say anything, and the wall disappears.
And legendary action kills us all.
So how high? So the thing hasn't lifted off the ground yet, right?
No, it is not. It's about to.
I jump into the cart.
If you stay here, you'll die. If you come with us, you'll have a chance to get revenge later for whatever the fuck it is you're trying to do.
She pauses for a moment. Look, she looks like she's about to be even more of a dumbass and jump onto that dragon, but she seems to pause, like almost like she's listening to something.
Common sense.
I imagine at this point, Kurt just sort of saunters up, breathing heavily to Stibbles, and just says, "Oh, well, that was a close one. Where's everybody else?" Did you see? You saw the dragon back, the creepy see-through dragon.
I did.
I mean, how are we the only 2 people in this cave right now?
I think that means that we're destined to defeat it, I suppose. I mean, this is like an origin story. We survived.
Or Stibbles, perhaps this is the beginning of a beautiful 2-person friendship where we have lost all of our traveling companions in one horrifying evening. But
beautiful beginning.
There is always the option that in a couple hours we can circle back to the wreckage. And
all right, that's about 6 seconds. Lelia, it's your turn. All right, Stibbles.
So I think there will be rations left over, things that we can grab from the carts. If
Phillip,
comes
your
back...
turn.
So
is Stibbles like drawing this out on the ground?
So I know that we said that we were going to read donations afterwards, but this one is so timely it's necessary. Mario Sack saying, thankfully, with all the donations, you guys will be able to buy new character art for Tyler and Greg.
Phillip, Stibbles and Kurt both put a foot in the water at the same time.
No, I'm not putting a foot in the water. I said I was going to test it.
Oh.
Kurt grabs Stibbles' hands and begins to lead Stibbles out into.
I have to.
We have to be brave, Stibbles. We have to.
No.
It's just water. It's just black
I
water.
start twisting my hands up.
Hold on to my hand, Stibbles. It's
Rimple
just
can
black
do this.
water that we cannot see to the bottom. We just have to close our eyes and grit and bear it. Okay.
Rimple can do that. We don't need.
There's a swimming lesson going on in front of you guys.
From the stage, Kurt motions to Phillip and says, "Dance! You said you dance! Dance, Phillip!" And begins to play a tune
Kurt
for
works
you.
the crowd. Some of the crowd kind of gets up and they begin to stomp to the beat of of the song. And a couple of them come over and they're like, "Yeah!" And they kind of get you into start dancing.
We want to
I
see.
didn't mean I know how to dance like this. I know how to dance
Thrown
with
into a
someone.
circle and
Let the
people are jumping
rhythm
around
take
dancing.
you, Phillip. Let the rhythm take you.
I randomly rolled, and guess what, Logan? You are doing the recap.
Fuck me. Okay.
Oh.
What happened last time?
We were hired to help a funny little man bring his chest full of porridge to a city far, far away. We got attacked by a giant skeleton with a big baseball bat, and Tyler's character, what was the name again? Lelia. Jumped on top of the baseball bat and started trying to slap at his face, and then she used the baseball bat to launch Lelia all the way into a cave, and we had to go to the cave to find Lelia, and then the doorway got blocked. I don't remember how that happened. I think it was a magic force field, and then we all had to. We got locked in, and there was
correct.
Oh, no, it's half correct. It's correct enough.
It's like a dream, like a fever dream version of.
Yeah.
This is the dream that Stibbles had last night.
So there was this little needle pinhole in the ceiling, and we all had to take all of our water bottles out and screw off the caps and pour them on the ground until we floated all the way up to the top.
There you go.
And then we used our giant pickaxe to break through that hole, and we found a city on the other side, and we threw a bunch of punches at a bar, and then we all went to sleep, some of us in a tree, some of us in a mystery, and then we woke up, and a bunch of people with tinier baseball bats are now standing around us.
There's a lot of baseball bats in that dream.
They do not believe it was us. We could stroll out of here right now. We will not be clearing our name. Our names are pristine.
Kurt says our names are pristine, and half of us are wanted for some sort of murder.
Let's not talk about that part.
I didn't do any of
that.
As a ritual, Cor is going to pull out the rapier is kind of on her side, and she's going to reach down to it, and on the gem that's inlaid on it that she uses as a spell focus, she's going to pull a bit of magic from it, and she's going to point starting at a corner of the room and slowly trace around the room, and she's going to cast Alarm.
I'll be honest, when you were like, "Can everybody leave the room?" I pull out my sword. I was like, "Rest in peace, Bucket Man." Fucking kill him.
Put him down.
He threw his last bucket.
You made him kick the bucket. On one of the circles, on all of the circles actually, there is a symbol that looks like a V with two lines in the middle of it, and you're aware that that is the arcane symbol of conjuration.
So it's like a spell, like a scroll?
It might be a rune that one would use to cast a spell. Maybe he started making a scroll.
He's a runesmith. That's the end of tonight's game.
Okay. All right, Spencer.
Yes.
If you were locked in a room with Crash Bandicoot, would you fight him or give up?
With Crash Bandicoot?
What is he trying to do?
He's in the corner spinning.
What is he trying to do?
I'd just spin. I'd vibe with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also start spinning.
Yeah.
Jordan, if the actual King Kong gave you an office job that is double your current wages, would you take it? You don't know
actual
Robin
King
came.
Kong.
The actual King Kong came.
It depends on what kind of job in that office, because I don't get paid a lot as a teacher, but like I do get to make fun of kids.
I remember those days.
Oh God.
So
Jacob remembers those days too.
I turn to you, and I have kind of like this like blank, like expression, and I come towards you. Please
Like
just
Stibbles?
run.
I'm an
Oh
elk.
yes, so, kind of like Stibbles, but he is an elk at the moment. I will still
I
be.
bleat.
He goes.
I go elk noises.
Philip, are you saying? Do you have a power word or something we can say to you if you are in
No.
such a state?
No.
No.
It used to be I couldn't understand people when I was like that. But I'm learning to take control of the strings like a puppet, kind of. I don't know who is in control, but it's not me.
That actually. Oh.
I understand that.
This
Make sure
this
to take
group of people
charge, yeah.
is terribly fun.
And as you kind of step towards the edge of the forest here, you see apparating on top of the large skull as a figure in a hood. Looks forward towards all of you and holds and has like a blue glowing hand, and and
Messed up twice.
I know, right? A blue glowing hand.
I do like glue blowing hands.
Yeah, it blows glue.
Blue blowing hand.
It blows glue at you.
You get
I
stuck.
didn't notice.
Kurt.
Roll that wild magic.
Yep.
Hey, everyone's keeping distance like you asked.
I want you to know.
Yeah.
I want you to know if I had not made that save, it would have, from my full health, insta-killed me. 40 damage would have insta-killed me by the exact
Good.
number.
Good thing you made that save.
Yeah.
Let's see. I cast Warding Wind.
Oh my God! A fucking hurricane shows up.
That 10 inches.
10 inches.
Oh my God!
Kurt goes
Doesn't
from like 5'3" to like 6'1".
Is that permanent?
It doesn't say there's a time.
It doesn't say. It just says roll a d10. Your height
Well,
changes
it
by.
may be permanent. We'll see what happens. Kurt's tall now. Kurt is
Kurt's like
this
a
is like
furbolg now.
like swirling lightning, and then eyes glowing in veins, and then getting taller. Just going Super Saiyan.
You're taller than Faelan now.
Yeah.
I'm more of a person of action and not a person of.
What's the action then?
I'll pay you an airship to go get the.
There's an airship.
I'm not gonna. I should put that on the table.
There's an.
Did you just? I mean, you shouldn't have put it on the table, but you
It's
did.
not his
I
airship.
didn't mean.
Now it's on the table.
It's
It
not
is.
his airship.
It's right there. I can see. it.
No, sure.
Every-
He did say
every time you roll
I could pay you an airship.
Phelan just in the background, like, it's not his.
I'm not.
Fucker,
Yeah, I'm not
fucker.
rolling. I
How
don't.
would you
I
know?
don't
Roll
care.
persuasion if you're trying.
Phelan
to
has a
persuade
reason to
Oh,
know.
persuasion.
Can I roll to try to get that cat to come to me?
Yeah, roll animal handling.
A
I
2.
just gotta level up first.
Philip clanks his way over towards a cat, and it kind of
Grabby hands.
like this, and the cat kind of turns, and its tail gets all puffy, and it runs away. Phelan,
Yes.
I don't know how else to say this, but I need to ask you. Do you know where Kyria is?
Is Kyria the dude that's out to kill Phelan?
I mean, he was at Port Moira a year ago. That's when I left.
Right.
Why are you?
Okay.
Is he not there?
Nope. Don't worry about it. And he walks out.
He's gonna worry about it.
Yep. I know.
I have purchased some fish, yes, and I would like to spend a good portion of my night befriending this cat.
You're going to spend all night doing?
No, not all night.
Oh,
A good portion.
Of it. A good portion.
Okay, throughout everybody else's downtime, you guys are seeing Phillip chase a cat. It's like, there's our paladin running after a cat.
Clank, clank,
Just
clank.
yesterday, he was trying to murder us, and now he's getting a cat.
He's
In a blind rage.
Does the cat have a collar with a name on it?
Eventually, you do get to the cat. It doesn't have a collar.
Oh.
And the cat is not. It doesn't really like you, but it's like, all right.
Well, I give it plenty of attention, even though it hates me. And then I remember that we're supposed to go talk to that woman. And I look around and no one's around.
And you make your way over, and you're like, I'm a little dude, and I'm going to make some money by beating the shit out of people. They're like, yeah, okay. As they kind of lead you down, there's already two dudes. They're shirtless. One of them's a tiefling, one of them's a human, and they're just like wrestling and trying to beat the shit out of each other. As you're kind of led up into the queue, they're like, what's your name?
Call me Green Lightning.
Green lightning.
Why the fuck are you laughing at me, you
Lightning.
bastard? I'll kill you first.
What are the odds that
No.
that Faelan is
No.
milking a cow?
Is that the
while
hoedown?
there's a hoedown in the back.
So Faelan, you are working, and in the distance, it's like, that's a hoedown going on, and Kurt's leading it. Yeah, not getting involved in that.
Phelan's like milking a cow and looks over, and it's like Kurt leading like a conga line of people doing crazy dance moves, and just back to Faelan like, nope.
The people who should be doing their job.
Yeah,
It's the reason why there's so much to be done.
Yes. Oh my gosh. You know what? Fine.
Marching
What's
order?
your guys' marching order?
No way.
I'm gonna assume Phelan's first.
Okay.
I can
We'll
take
be
up
behind
second
Faelan.
or third. I'll take up third. I don't mind
Okay.
being behind Phillip.
It's
I'll
less so
be-
like who's gonna be second or third. It's who's gonna be furthest away from Kurt.
He says, I'm happy I didn't die. And behind him, you see an outline, a blue and purplish kind of like spindling kind of like things appearing behind him. And you see the face of a massive spider, and it's the rest of its body. And it's like it's shimmering,
It was
and
really
it's barely
just a matter
there.
of luck
Oh,
that I
shit.
survived that.
And then it apparates behind him as he's still
I'm
talking.
very lucky I didn't see
Stibbles,
anything.
turn
Stibbles
around.
move. Stibbles move.
You see,
Turn
turn
around.
around is what I don't
There's a-
want
Move
to do.
towards us.
Because if I turn around, then
There's
I
a
acknowledge
spider.
it.
A
I know
really-
there were spiders. I crossed
No,
the
there's
web.
a really big
Behind
one.
No,
you.
right behind you. I draw my. Can I scorching ray?
Stibbles, as you're standing there, and you're like, if I turn around, I acknowledge it. I don't want to accept this.
You see, I'm fully
You
aware
just hear
that-
like a, and you see massive blue orbs next to your face as you see dripping teeth and just a spattering of eyeballs as it's like bigger than your body. This head right next to you.
I turn into a normal spider.
All right.
I think the first thing I would do is cling to Phillip's boot. And
Please
try to
don't do
climb
that.
up
Oh,
the
Please,
God.
please,
Really?
for the
Damn.
love of God, no.
If they're the first one that crosses my path, that would be the person I would cling to. I don't know your fucking lol.
Actually, I'll let you do it. It's gonna use your reaction, but I'll let you do it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
yeah.
All right,
God,
cool.
this is how Stibbles
you just
dies.
You just stick on
That's
to
fine.
Phillip. Phillip, your passive perception is far too low to notice you have a
Yep.
spider on your foot. Can you roll a percentage check?
Are you serious?
All right, everybody, call it percentage.
Dragon.
Dragon.
What the
That's
fuck?
all what it is.
Oh, sorry. I didn't
Numbers.
That's what I'm
understand
saying.
quite.
37.
As you guys get closer, it is
Start scatting.
a cloudy day.
Skip it. Skip
You
Listen to
guys
this shit out of
stepped your
people,
way
yeah.
to Gleam Rock.
Well, no stealth in this party.
Nope.
We've already fought so much. I'll cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
Be like, spirits of the forest, give me figuring out power. And
Gerbo, as a ghost, appears to you and says, I grant you this power, and disappears.
all right. So I roll 20 d4 and add them all up to this roll?
Because it's him.
It's him. You have a team name yet, Kurt?
We are Savory's Kurtsonaries.
No.
I don't like that. Never mind. We're us.
I like how much
be-
confidence Kurt had in that, and everyone's like, no.
Everyone.
You cast polymorph on yourself. If you fail the saving throw, you turn into a sheep for the spell's duration. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what the spell save would be. Is it my
It's
spell
your
save?
spell save.
I don't beat it. So in Draconic, Kurt says, "Yeah, I look very interesting. You want to help me across this bridge?" And they become a goat.
Okay, yeah.
Shnam, do you know what I do when I am upset?
Kill
Do you want to know what I do, Shnam?
you
Shnam, do you want to know what I do?
you eat your fingernails.
No, I do this.
Kind of like
Can you do that?
I'm gonna make him make a dexterity check.
Fall into the meat pit. Meat pit.
He goes like this. He goes,
Perfect. I can feel the rage boiling off of you, Shnam. That is a way for us to healthily deal with our anger and not kick or otherwise injure our fellow employees.
Why didn't you do this to Kevin?
Well, because Kevin was not snapping his fingers at us. He was snapping a spear.
We had no idea that this was a fully realized availability to us.
I don't think it works.
Right. Well, this is the next lesson of the day, which is misunderstandings often occur.
Which one? Cat, Rax, Zux, Tapu, Obu, Tawdry, Ollie, Ari, Tepla, Cuds, Nox, Rags, Cad, Dackley. Which one?
Welcome to democracy, my friend. You would get to choose.
We would all choose him.
and he points at Faelan.
Oh, you can't choose Faelan. You can choose one of the litany of names that you just
I
said.
don't like democracy.
Shnam,
I'd rather there be one guy that makes up all the rules, and he's really big, and he can shoot fire out of his mouth. Actually, acid. Preferably acid.
He kind of points down. You see this little like contraption right here. It looks like a small catapult, and he points at it and he says,
Kobold transport.
Oh. And how does it work?
He goes over to it, and he sits in it, and he says,
You sit in it, and you pull the string, and you fly to the other side.
Shnam,
Yes.
Such an ineffective way.
there is a pool of what looks to be acid on the other side of this bridge. That sling is not going to hurl us into a pool of acid.
No.
You cast reverse gravity centered on yourself.
"Oh my god!"
Because
All right, this spell reverses gravity in a 50-foot radius.
Oh my
100
god!
100-foot size cylinder centered on a point within range, so me. All creatures and objects that aren't somehow anchored to the ground in the area fall upward and reach the top of the area when you cast this spell.
So we fall 100 feet, and if there's anything for us to hit, we hit it as if we fell that far.
Jesus Christ, Kurt. Okay, so
nearly the entire fucking cave just just goes upwards.
The meat pit, you know.
The meat
God.
pits are on the ceiling. Some of the water from the other room hits the ceiling.
Someone said something about acid.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's an acid pool right there.
Yeah, there is. Okay, you notice in the other room there's screaming going on in here as acid has hit the ceiling, and also lava.
Oh god!
What?
Tools, an anvil, a table, 3 kobolds also hit the ground, and there's now acid and lava spilling all over the floor. The bridge also goes upwards and is now is now sitting on the ceiling, and as it does, an explosion goes off in the middle of it, and as it triggers the thunderball, and the entire thing explodes, and now the bridge hitting the ceiling is now sinking to the other ends of the ceiling, and the bridge is just gone. All of the the mats in this room, all of the like the little bedrolls they sleep in, all hit the ceiling. The hot coals and flames hit the ceiling, and
light the mats on fire.
And light the fucking why not? Well, also, not even that, because there were traps in that room that did not go off. That were ropes that were doused in like an oil so that they would catch on fire. Now they're on fire, and that entire room is on fire. The kobolds are not having a good time right now. On top of that, the over in this room, from what you cannot see, is a giant pool of oil, which is now on the ceiling, making its way towards the room with fire. You guys have maybe a couple of rounds before the entire cave explodes. They're like, I think we have to escape. And they turn around and they start looking. And one of them kind of steps up and looks towards the rest of the kobolds and begins to count and goes, Eve set sigs. Von Gadrozipel Tivli Uki Anke Hotel. Ita Gams Zuv was brutally murdered. Okay. Dopa Gerbo. Where's Vake? Anybody know where Vake? Vake burned. He's dead. Well, other than everybody, does anybody know where Kevin is? Also dead.
Kevin.
Well, I guess we have everybody who survived then, just here. We have the eggs. Yes, we have the eggs. Retreat! And one of them walks over towards the rope and cuts it, and they all fling out of the room in a moment. You watch as all the gold coins and items and kobolds and everything, they are flung out of the room, and they just they're like wrapped up into a small net, and they disappear off into the horizon, into the mist, and into the overcast clouds. And they're gone.
Is that why you left?
Something happened, didn't it?
Was it the goat?
I know that feeling. I know that look.
I had to leave in the same way that the sun has to rise in the trajectory that it does. It's not about whether I hurt somebody so badly I had to go, or angered a local lord, or forgot to pay my taxes. It was just that the place where I was not conducive to my dreams. So I set about to find a place that was. So
It's also bad to be like, we're the banished.
Since we are not gonna be Kurt and the motherfuckers, we will have to find a name and let it occur to us naturally. Good thing is we have time.
I don't think Kurt and the motherfuckers is that bad.
I didn't think it's that bad either, but you guys sort of
I just don't think-
peremptorily dismissed it out of hand. No,
We kind of remind me
Lelia,
of
we will be nothing like them. We will be our own thing. It will be special, and people will sing our praises.
and our legend will grow with every day.
Okay.
I used to date one of them, you know? One of the wanted wanderers.
Were they any good?
And then just like knowing of the 4, and he's just like maybe 5, and he's just like,
Were they any good?
the most important part, you know?
That
How
is the
were
most
they?
important part.
Kurt's hair is now like a troll doll's, like it's the like a onion.
Yeah.
It is now the kind of ombre color of a sunset.
That's awesome.
And their facial hair looks like Frank Zappa's. It's kind of like a blocky mustache and like a really big soul patch. Google
We're
it.
just all like, who in the world?
We are young.
Oh my god, that's awesome. That's so great.
He was dead before we were even alive, man.
Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Actually, we got most of the drugs, and Terry taught me a valuable lesson about drug abuse, mainly that he is a drug abuser.
And you flushed all of them, right?
No, we're gonna sell those
No,
drugs.
there are still a few in my system.
Oh, you
Probably be a
took
couple
them.
days.
Oh,
I haven't flushed them
you've
out yet.
taken them. All of them.
I took some. I have some in the backpack, and some. I think it goes in your blood.
Are you feeling okay? You just admitted you took several drugs at the same time. Are you all right? Like,
It's been a long
you-
day.
are you seeing anything? Do you need to lie down? I could probably get rid of it.
I'm not looking for relationships right now.
Oh no, not like that, Stibbles. I care about your health.
Why?
Because you are
a good
a person and you are a companion. I care for everyone's health.
That's weird. Maybe don't do that.
Sorry, I had a thought, and I was like,
You
why?
know, every time the party's needlessly stayed behind, Lelia has been the one to initiate it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
I don't
there's an
know.
IQ problem there.
I don't know that this time is needless.
Maybe not. Maybe not this time. This
Yeah.
time's not as bad.
Yeah, Lelia, just come with us. Ah, everybody.
We all get trampled like Katamari Damacy.
Yes.
And see, that was my thought. I was
love
like,
that
wouldn't just the boulder just like stop? But then you mentioned it was rounded, and then I went, oh no, we're in a chute.
It's a square boulder.
We were the
So,
idiots who thought, you know what,
Yeah,
the
you know.
kobolds didn't trap down here. They did.
There's a little kobold in the
yeah,
back pushing it.
This is like a
You're gonna stab it with your sword?
Yep, I'm gonna try to smite it.
We only have big brain in this game.
I love Phillip so much, but he's
Technically, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
he is
jump in a
Kurt-
cart and stab a Dracolich at level
Yeah.
3,
Did
and I'm gonna
crack
punch
it a bit
kill a rock.
with magic missiles. So
But you know what happens when you break a rock? It turns into more rocks.
You know what happens when you
worse.
try to break a rock? You roll a natural one.
And it turns into more rocks.
Well, you're like, all right, I gotta try whatever Kurt did, and in the biggest himbo move we've seen, you take your sword and just kind of. Lelia, you just got run over by a boulder, and then Phillip leans down,
Grandma got run
looks
over
over
by
you,
a reindeer.
picks you up, and you feel yourself being pulled into the air. His
Um,
muscles rippling underneath his.
We don't need to
his
describe me
armor.
this way again.
Really don't need to.
Elbow
Nah.
across his face. Air moving through the wind.
You quite literally wouldn't. There wouldn't be any wind. You wouldn't be able to see any muscle under the
He's
armor.
walking. He's walking.
You can
so the
feel
wind
it. You can
through
sense
his
it.
hair.
Jacob is like, just let me write out my
looking forward.
Harlequin romance.
I was gonna say Jacob wants to
Saving you from his
create.
boulder.
Jacob wants to
So-
create a fucking Phillip OnlyFans account right now.
It's a Harlequin
I'll hit
romance,
up
you
that
know.
artist again. I'll be like, hey, people want it.
So the question, did he shit his pants, has a solid concrete answer.
Can you roll a
But-
percentage check?
Well, my question is, as a giant badger, am I carrying my shit in my pants?
All of your
Yes.
items
Is it an item
envelop
that I'm
inside of you,
carrying?
so you feel your own shit.
Wait, no. You can decide what morphs into you. Maybe that's how you're getting rid of it.
You turn
Oh,
into
yeah.
Like, I'll
a-
just-
some
Drop
poop
shit.
Oh god.
I'm gonna step in
Not
it.
your
I'll
pants
accept it.
anymore.
If
It's
I
a
think
If I
slip
that's
step
hazard.
in your shit, Stibbles, I'm gonna be mad.
It's a slip hazard.
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I shit on the ground.
That's a free action.
It's part of my action.
The giant badger looks at you, Stibbles, sniffs you.
We're bros. It's okay. I say in bee speech.
Got it. And he looks at you because you're a forest gnome, right? He looks
Yeah.
up at you and he just says, "Oh, cool. All right, great. Okay. Can you help me get my body out?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be
I'm right on it.
swell. Thank you."
No
Why is it
problem,
like a
dude.
bro Scottish?
And it goes over to the cage and starts like
That's
digging.
just their local culture.
You guys watch as this thing explodes, and each of you kind of like there's a dust in the air now, and like this awful rotting smell as its chest opens and it just falls onto the ground, dead. Lelia, you're coughing, Faelan, you as well. You guys watch as Cor just kind of rolls her eyes back and falls onto the ground, and you can see her arm twitches. Faelan, you think, and you're like, oh, I know what the pot does. You remember. I'm gonna send it to you.
What does the
What
pot
are-
do? I
what
say
are
as
the
the words
stats of a
echo
flower
around my
pot?
head.
What does the pot do?
Like,
I just sent to Grace on Messenger right now. It's a fucking pot.
that's it. Like I would just get up and leave and be like, good night.
You could give this plant to a bad guy as a gift.
I suppose.
And then the sprig of mint would say, "You're a bad guy. I'm fucking mint."
Yes, but you could
Wouldn't
leave
that
it.
be cool though?
Be
This is a horrible-
astounded by the shocking truths of druidic lore.
You know what? Right, you're right. This is kind of
That's-
lame.
Kurt, are you just
Little
making an
condescending
argument
from all
about
of you.
this?
I feel a lot more worthless than I did a minute ago.
Oh, I think it's amazing you can turn into like a boar. But
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Kurt's just trying to make an
Okay.
argument.
yeah. Don't
Phelan,
mind.
was
Oh.
that
That made me feel bad.
terrible attempt at a joke?
It was. I felt that my druidic magic told me.
There was a joke there. I didn't get.
Phil, I don't even know what to do with you.
It's
I'm
9%
out.
damage.
I'm down.
Kurt's like, there's a lever! It's hit and falls unconscious.
It's all right. When we all die by getting squished into a wall, Kurt won't even feel it. So. It'll already
The
be
moment this cart has got Stibbles hiding, Lelia panicking, and Kurt just kind of like flailing off the back of it. Phillip,
Oh, actually, no. Can I throw Terry overboard?
you just huck him overboard.
Yeah.
You pick up Terry, and he's like, "What are you doing, man?" And you just hear Kurt and Stibbles. You watch as this rat flies off the minecart, hits the side of the wall. There's a snap, and you keep going along.
Circle of life. Don't think about it.
You do not
He bit
know if
me.
he is dead or not.
You better not be, or I quit.
Is he,
Flat goes the rat.
He's just the BBG of the next arc now.
You threw me overboard. I thought we were friends.
I always title my notes, and today's title is "I'm broke and I want out of this cave."
Can I use my bonus action to strike at it with my dagger?
Yes, you
Remember-
can.
Normally-
Okay.
Strike. Yes.
Normally I don't.
Okay.
Normally I don't do that. 'cause
We'll be
I can't
reminded.
have- What?
They explode when they die.
I've forgotten that moment, so I'm still attacked.
Send me your roll, Tyler.
0.
You can't
Oh,
roll
this
a
horse-
0 on a death save.
This horse being so much larger than everything else is
It's
just
really
like,
terrifying.
God, how large is this horse?
30 feet long.
Okay. Wow. Yes, you're running over, Phillip. You guys watch as Lelia kind of struggles, and she's back up to 1 hit point.
You roll the natural 20.
That makes it so much easier.
Nah, he got a 2, but Jacob was nice.
And then she looks back up towards all of you. Tell me who you are.
I'm Phillip.
We are Kurt and the Motherfuckers, and we are a traveling music troupe / adventurers.
Are you from the town? From Gleamrock?
No.
I mean, we passed through there on our way to here, but no, we didn't live there per se.
Yeah, if this guy's got a bunch of magic voodoo that brings Earth to life and tells it what to do, then aren't there going to be like other things that we should probably go get so that we can fight him on an even ground? Do you know any like super secret artifacts or like a magnum?
I know of a few.
What's a magnum?
It's down north. It's a new thing. They work really well. Super.
Say down north.
Yeah.
Down north. You have to go down and then back up. You have to go around. Kurt, what have you been doing this entire time?
Kurt is berating one of the workers in an attempt to get access to the party planner so that they can put their name on the performance.
Can I just say, I love that the first descriptive word you use to describe Kurt's actions is berating.
Well, show up
it's a
and know what you're
halfling, and
doing.
he's like, just like, do you want to perform? I mean, I can maybe squeeze you in, but we got some big talent coming in.
I have to perform.
Yeah, all right.
You don't understand. The music yearns to exit my body and entertain this town.
This
It is
woman walks
imperative.
over. She's like in her mid-40s. She says, "What's going on?" She says, "This performer is threatening to be in our show."
You have heard my name. You have
In
heard
30
it whispered.
minutes, you will audition for me and Quentin and Austin if they want to watch.
Tell those 2 farts to get over here then.
Kurt will
She
take
walks
out
away.
their guitar and begin tuning it.
Spencer dies at farts. And then as you're kind of watching, you see one person kind of go over and like 5 throws all hit in the middle, and everyone's like, and I look over, you guys just see a half-elven woman. She's like, I've practiced. And they're like, well, you're the winner. And it's like, no, I just wanted to have fun. Walks away.
Claz.
Everybody's like, "Hey!" And they all cheer.
I practiced, as in I'm a level 20 monk.
How is it a horn if it's silent?
Oh, he goes over and he blows it and he says, "Didn't hear it, right?" And you see next to you, Austin's like, "Oh, I definitely heard it." He says, "You can choose, you can hear it."
It's not always just going to be him.
It's a horn of only that guy hears it.
Of selective hearing.
Yeah. He says, "No, you get to choose."
All right, I'll take the horn.
All right, he gives it to you, and he gives the spice
I
pouch
pick
to
Faelan and I start
Austin.
blowing it.
Phelan, you just hear a horn going off, just coming off. You see Stibbles standing on a table, just blowing a horn. Everybody else is like,
He's just gonna go over there and just push him over.
All over.
Stibbles is blowing and blowing. Phelan just pushes him off the table. You like bounce and roll and fall onto the grass.
Stibbles tries really hard not to throw up, and then he runs behind a bush and turns into a horse, which has a larger stomach.
Stibbles runs, jumps in the bush. Horse appears. It's running off towards the stage.
And I don't know, does anyone from the party look at it?
I can't see that far.
That's important to note.
Stibbles will check it out.
Stibbles will check it out? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Is it still important to you?
If Stibbles cares to know, or if Stibbles cares to remember, the stance is very similar to the stance that Cor takes when she's fighting. If not the same.
I'll mosey on up. That's not you.
No, it's not.
I said that because I probably should have worded that as a question.
He taught me.
Okay.
And
I'm interested. I'm expressing that.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Oh, you know what? I don't think you were with the group when I said this. I think you were finding that rat.
No, the rat was finding me, and I was
oh.
finding myself. And that drug lord was well, yeah, go ahead.
My master was killed by someone that knows the same type of magic as we did.
Isn't all magic the same?
Not blade singing. It's unique to elves.
Okay.
And have you ever seen another wizard that uses a sword?
I don't know how to answer that.
It's really rare, and people just figured that I killed him when he turned up dead one day.
And I'm gonna guess that you set out and you're with us now in hopes of finding the person who did that so that you can write your name.
Not so well, yes.
And get revenge.
It's not so much to write my name, it's more the second thing. I don't know if I would call it revenge.
Then what would you call it?
The justice that would have been laid on me if I hadn't left.
That sounds a lot like your culture's revenge on you. I feel like you're kind of extending that. And from experience, when you achieve revenge, the reward is not a horn that only one person can hear. In a way, it is actually. You get an echo chamber. You get emptiness. There's nothing good that comes from getting that. That guy is dead. He lives on in a mural in your mind, I would think. But you got to move on from that. I mean, you're still here.
Yeah.
And that other person's still here, but if you never come across him, then you'll live your whole life chasing a ghost, and that's kind of the life of a ghost, isn't it?
Have you had
Food
a lot
for
to
thought.
drink?
An exceptional amount, yeah.
You're a lot more coherent than usual.
Fair.
I appreciate it.
Cor knows this. A good painter always paints outside the lines and breaks all the rules. Am I right, Cor? Like who has a use for standard traditions?
It depends on
right?
what style you're preferring.
Well, the style that we're performing right now, where we need Lelia to get under her voice and be confident about it, is the fucking style of painting we're talking about right now.
You could also argue that following standard procedure would lead to her becoming more effective in what she's trying to do over time.
Lelia, don't you listen to this Debbie Downer over here, okay? You are a phenomenal creature, and your voice is singing out. We are just waking it up. And who amongst us is ever fit and fiddled right first thing in the morning? We just need to give you some work. And it's good that we have the road to wherever we are going, hours and hours of riding to prepare you. A little
That's
more low
that's a good party name, the Jazz Odyssey.
Gabe, why would we call the band Evanescence?
Evanescence.
Sorry, Evanescence. Evanescence, because it's Evenfall.
Evanescence. Look, we have a name, everybody. It is Kurt and the Motherfuckers. I mean,
Yes.
it played well. It played well with the townsfolk, I thought, of Whitmore.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they felt it in their bones.
And Stibbles just looks at everybody and says, and we're probably gonna die. And
Thanks.
that's our new purpose.
Stibbles,
Thanks, Stibbles.
You're welcome.
Stibbles, I just want to ask something of you.
Okay.
When when we're in there and we're fighting, and let's just say maybe 3 of us are attacking someone, a group of people, and you throw down your little vine thingies. If those kill me, I will haunt you. And I think that goes for the rest of us as well. If I die to you, Stibbles, I will never leave you
situation.
You know,
this is Colton laughing.
A lot of people
Cor.
have died because of me, and I have not seen any ghosts.
What's up?
10 out of 10.
Quote Faelan 2 seconds ago. Kurt will probably do better at this.
Maybe it's just like a bro.
Most of you guys.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you guys don't speak Draconic.
Yeah, we have no idea what you're saying. Phelan knows what you're saying.
It all sounds very.
I was gonna say, Cor isn't even paying attention to the conversation. She's watching Phelan's face to see how the conversation is going.
And he literally just went like this.
As you step forward, Kurt, hands raised, hello, dragon, as you say in Draconic.
What's
dragon
up?
kind of gets closer to the ground, and its tail, like a cat, just like begins to whip around, and it darts forward towards you. Everybody roll initiative.
Towards Phelan, and I cast haste on Phelan.
Oh no!
Man.
This is not a.
Phelan, you have been.
His poor little heart is just beating.
Yeah,
so
his
fast.
heart rate's already that high. It's just like. All right, the unicorn, it looks upwards and disappears, and then it appears above Osvithis, downwards, head facing down on top, and falls on top of him. Osvithis falls off the side of the tower, and the two of them hit the ground.
On the ground now?
Did he just?
Yes.
Did
Teleported on top of him, and
Did
and they
he
both
just
fell.
body slam a dragon?
He did body slam.
Can someone? I didn't expect his blade to have necromantic energy attached to it.
The dude's a skeleton that talks
Right.
to us.
No, he is sort of a living font of necromantic
Of that.
energy.
But not every skeleton has a magic blade.
Well, he did ask us to go get a magic blade. A skeleton asked us to go get a magic blade. He didn't expect that it would be a skeleton magic.
What a twist of fate that it is a necromantic.
Did he specify that it was magical? I thought he just said, "Get me my sword." He didn't say, "Get me my magic sword."
Well, you know,
Who the fuck says "Get me my magic sword"? Does he
being
have two
a
that we
talking
know?
skeleton, I would have just have assumed that he did not mean go get me the one sword I like that's just an absolutely normal sword. Because, like, Phillip could have given him a sword. I mean, you could have given him a sword.
Yes, but there's an honor in using your own blade. What was the magic doing? How was it holding it in place?
You need to be like me in order to remove my own sword.
A dick.
Undead.
Oh.
She's undead.
Didn't we already?
Shag flinches a little bit.
Yeah.
You didn't know that, Stibbles.
I didn't?
No.
Oh,
Philip and Phelan were the only two who did.
gross. That's really gross.
It's literally like, you have to be like me. A dick. Phelan, undead. Undead. Stibbles. Wait, what? You're undead?
Looks up.
Holy fuck!
That's new.
I thought this was asshole magic.
So, I mean, in a sort of, tragic twist of fate, you sent us against you.
In a weird way, you're the reason we all still know each other.
Yeah, no, we weren't even really friends until, I guess we should thank you a little bit.
You
Yeah,
were lying
probably.
together because I destroyed a cart.
Yes.
And at this point, he kind of turns around and he says, "Are you champions? Material plane. They've sent you here to stop me. You."
They being us, or these guys.
Sent? No. Here to do that. Yes.
I think your the things you've been doing have put you on the radar of some type of diviner, there's a prophecy that I think was written about you and about us.
A cosmic force that says we're going to kick your ass for sure.
Yes,
It's very demoralizing to you if you read the fine print. It's kind of insulting. But it's very
insulting
accurate.
to me that a small group of mortals would make their way here to die.
We killed your pet.
Tetheros, she put me on the path against Jim.
Kurt does that.
Stibbles does like a...
As soon as Lelia says that, Cor is like, I should not be in direct sight of this man.
Turns his head towards you and he says,
I'm gonna go back down here.
I didn't choose this. She did.
"You are a foul-born puppet who knows nothing of the greater powers that have been given to you."
No, I don't.
And you're balding at an early age.
But she would rather
He
me
doesn't
stand
laugh,
against
but
you.
I think that's hilarious.
Stibbles, you can't even see him. You're over here.
I went back down there.
Alright, what'd you say, Lelia?
I said, yeah, I don't. But she put me in your path, and there's a reason.
Likely a test. Test of my will. Alright, Cor, it's your turn.
I mean, I'm gonna stab at this guy, I guess.
You have advantage.
Actually, no. I'm gonna do something really stupid. I should not do this, but
then don't do it.
I'm gonna use
Kurt's gonna hear a slight boom.
I'm gonna use my last second level slot, and I know it's a disadvantage for all three, but I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray. Cor is mad.
Shit.
19.
Yeah, you watch, Stibbles, you watch as Cor just kind of holds out her rapier in her hands and just flame shoots out of it into this thing.
It's almost more like a flamethrower than it is.
You know these guys blow up, right?
Both of you make a Constitution saving throw.
You want to know? Unless it was said out loud, I believe that Cor would not recall that in this moment. She is not happy.
Aelin did say that.
Did he say it? Okay, I missed that he said it. I thought that he was just aware of it. Sorry. 13.
You both take 7 poison damage.
You fucking serious?
Is that enough?
That I'm at 7 health.
It's exactly 7. Yeah.
That is 2 times in a row that
That's
I've been
funny.
hit with exactly enough health to go down.
By your own hand.
Cor
I just
falls.
beat the save for the moonbeam.
Okay, cool. Cor hits the ground once again. She falls. And Stibbles, you look down at her, and you see a familiar thing you've seen happen to her before, when another time she was brought to 0 by a zombie bursting. She is lying there unconscious, but she twitches. And every so often, she's just like moving.
That's still very gross. I turn away. I look at the door.
Ew! And Kurt? It's your turn.
You need to kill this bitch.
is he wearing armor made of metal?
He is.
So Kurt says, "Did I say I was bad? I meant I'm shocking." And Kurt wraps their arms around him with electricity going all around. 20 to hit, dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that's gonna do it.
Kill him.
Come on, do it.
11 electrical damage.
As you grab him and load him with electricity, how do you want to do this?
It's gonna be one of those things where I hold on to him, and his his body spasms and his face ends up melting like in
Indiana Jones. Perfect.
Yes.
And as he's gonna he's screaming and he's screaming and he just says, "No! How? I'll be back!" And he just melts and his body's just a skeleton and he just falls onto the ground as he's just smoking. Or twitches and twitches again. Her eyes dart open. Bloodshot. And she Cor attacks Faelan. The 23.
Yeah.
6 damage.
He probably wasn't expecting it. Couldn't even get his swords in time.
Phillip.
Oh shit. Phillip's gonna. Is she prone? Still, or does she stand?
Yeah, she is.
He just walks over and brings his sword down on her. He kind of doesn't really even think about what he's doing. He just sees that it's happening and just reacts to it. He doesn't like try to do anything too crazy. He just brings his sword down into like her chest.
Faelan, Lelia, as you guys are scrambling to try to help Cor, and Kurt finds the bottles, and Cor comes back and hits Faelan back into unconsciousness. Phillip, without a moment, just takes the time and brings the sword down into her chest. She falls to the ground. She does not explode.
Is anyone else curious how we're gonna, like what we're gonna do about a castle that's floating in the sky?
Kurt, that doesn't matter right now.
Well, given that castle
Kurt,
was
that
the
doesn't
home
matter right now.
to a giant evil being of undead magnitude who is literally infecting the surrounding
shut
area
up.
with darkness, I would imagine it might matter.
Kurt, it can be brought down.
When? How? By whom? Us? Someone else? By what means?
Can we just bury Cor first?
No,
Kurt's gonna try and hit, or Stibbles is gonna try and hit Kurt in the mouth with his quarterstaff.
Roll attack.
15.
Kurt, as you're in the middle of your sentence, you just feel a smack in your lips and teeth. As you're kind of brought back, you take 2 bludgeoning damage.
Kurt just says, "Listen, you little shit.
Listen to your
you
elders,
listen,
Kurt.
you little shit.
Shut
You have been a contrarian little piece of crap the entire goddamn time, and there is a giant, evil, floating fucking fortress floating above the sky, and untold horrors exist inside it that we did not neutralize. Cor needs to be buried. I understand this, but let me be clear to you. Cor is a body, and there is an evil castle. And we should be thinking, as the only heroes that actually bother to roam this fucking place, how to deal with it."
The fact that you're talking right now, that you're shouting at us, means that you're not thinking.
And who struck who with a goddamn staff, you little fuck?
Do you want another
Kurt
one?
walks off. Kurt walks off.
All right, Kurt walks off into the darkness.
Did anyone bring a shovel?
I was going to ask you that.
I don't carry equipment anymore.
And then we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Stibbles will take out his bucket and just kind of solemnly start shoveling dirt.
It's like 30, 40 minutes of just shoveling and shoveling and rooting out the grass and other weeds that are in the dirt until eventually creating a big enough hole. You guys are all dirty. Your hands are calloused and hurting.
Why did this one hurt? I was ready to leave everyone there. Given just a few more seconds, it looked like everyone else was going to die too. And I was fine with that.
She was nice. That's why.
She took me seriously.
And I'm just gonna look up. Keeper, if you're listening to me, I'd really like to talk to you.
Stibbles pulls out a flask and downs its contents.
I know you can hear me.
Where we get sad and cry about a death and then talk about penises for 20 minutes.
I want this to be our fucking like slogan or like tagline. Is somebody said it one time and it applies to all of our games is they lure you in with the funny ha-has and then hit you with the depression.
We did the opposite this episode.
This game was backwards, yeah.
Surprise.
Lelia is just hanging out outside until you watch a lot of people come in and out and in and out, and they like wait, and then there's a group of like there's like a halfling gentleman who walks up and he just says, "Oh," he pulls out ID and gives it to you. And now everybody's doing that. A couple of people walk over and they're just like, "Oh, did you? We're together. Is that okay?" All right, great. And as you guys come out of the bathhouse, there's a line now, and Lelia is like admitting people into the bathhouse.
She doesn't know if you guys come out either. She's like,
so people are mad. They're like, "What's taking so long?" They're like, "Sorry, I'm trying to find my identification here. Is there a gold cost? Is there any open ones, like private kind of areas I can bathe in?"
I don't know. Just go in.
Oh, all right. They can just make their way in, and then the next people are asking. Yeah, same question as him. Is there like a rooftop, kind of area of this place? Do you know? What do you need from me?
Hands like this.
Somebody comes out of the bathhouse as you guys are all watching this, and it's like one of the workers, like somebody who like cleans the place. They go over there. "She doesn't work here. Everybody, you can come inside." And they're like, "Oh," and they all walk in. Tavern door opens behind you.
Your sword
You see a gentleman enter into the tavern.
A gentleman enters the tavern?
Just
yes.
Gentleman, just a random.
Well,
gentleman.
hang on. I got a description for you here. I'm sorry.
A gentleman enters a tavern.
That's it.
Continue your meal.
Yep, continue.
Roll initiative.
And, yep.
You eat on your turn. Good.
Hey, buddy, we're at a fucking tavern. You want to be a bit more respectful? If you want to start something, don't start it here.
He grabs Stibbles' neck and holds him up in the air. And he says, "Shut up." And you watch as his form begins to shift. His hand around Stibbles curves backwards, and the face of a tiger comes across his body. He grows in about a foot in size, and he stands before you. And he says, "I didn't want to have to get you in my way."
I'm going to turn into a riding horse.
You turn into a fucking horse, and that's where we're going to go on break.
You know what, chat? Take note. If you don't take initiative in your life, you're a commoner.
I suppose this is where we split our ways.
What's your name?
I think so.
Oh, Kardas. Simple cleric. And say worshiper. Clerics aren't necessarily too well looked at nowadays, depending on your profession.
Cleric of who?
Oh, of course. Don't I, you'll take this. No, most don't see it the way I do. I am a follower of Tiamat.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's game.